Unfinished business. What does it mean? Is it office work left on the desk for the next day? Is it waiting on someone else to fulfill the end of their bargain? Or is it a dream of what the future may hold? There is no set answer, and the same rings true for the girls of Caribou County. Welcome to girls basketball, where it doesn't matter if you're a fan of the Cardinals of Soda Springs, the Grizzlies of Grace, or the Cowgirls of North Gym. All three share one common bond: unfinished business. And this year, there is a fire inside to make sure nothing is left on the table and that nothing is put off for next season. Girls basketball on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by Monsanto, Hunziker Ford, Silver Star Communication, and by Cook Brothers Broadcasting. Now sit back and relax and enjoy the season of heart, hustle, and determination as the girls of Soda Springs, Grace, and Bancroft leave it all on the court in search of the titles and dreams which eluded them last season. All on your home for the best of Caribou County athletics.
Welcome out, ladies and gentlemen, once more to another edition of Lady Cardinals basketball. Kayla Burgraff alongside Kirby Martineau, who will be running the camera and who has promised a perfect game.
You got it. I'm going to do it tonight.
It's tough to promise on a no-hitter and a perfect game, but Kirby has delivered, and he will deliver, I'm sure, as the game goes on. We got a good game coming up. Lady Cardinals here at the home of the Snake River Panthers, and last year this was a game that did not go their way, one of the disappointing losses they had in that season during the regular season leading up to their postseason push. But that just means this game is a little bit more behind it. They want to come away with the victory and get a good solid win against these Panthers here, not just because of that, but because it's always been a tough physical game. It
has. I was just telling you a little bit earlier that when we play against this team, we usually end up with an injury of some type, and most times that's been a serious injury that's put somebody out for the rest of the season. But let's hope tonight that they don't have that type of a problem and they just play good, solid ball, get back on that winning streak.
Well, the varsity game should be coming up. The JV team just won 38-25. The C team won at 47-5. So the varsity game could hold either a tight contest or a loose one. We have a pregame show coming up, and with 15 minutes to go before the start of the next game, we'll jump into our standout student right now on KBRV The Bear and, of course, online at MyLocalRadio.com.
Caleb Burgraff here with freshman Hadley Lazarine from the class at Soda Springs High School. And Hadley, for you, it's the first year of high school. What's it been like for you so far?
It's been pretty good. Kind of scary from transitioning from middle school to the high school, but it's been pretty good.
Talk about some of the classes that you're taking right now. What are some of the subjects that you've really enjoyed?
I'm really enjoying some of the kind of extra classes like Photoshop and the keyboard and computer classes. Those are pretty fun.
What makes those some of the funner classes? Is it learning about technology, learning how you can work with computers?
Yeah, I'd say learning about technology. I really like that kind of stuff.
Are there subjects that you really like, math, science, English, that you're really drawn into, or does it really focus on the technology for you?
Science is pretty good. That's one of my better subjects. With English too, I like that.
Talk about teachers a little bit too. It's a brand new set of teachers for you. A couple of them transition over, but mostly they're brand new ones for you. Who are some of the teachers that you've really liked here at the high school so far?
Mrs. Cook's a really good teacher. Mr. Jensen's a really good teacher. They do really good with how I learn.
You're also involved in quite a few other things here at the high school. You cheer as well as you played volleyball, and you're going to be playing softball in the spring. What makes you want to do that stuff? What makes you want to go out and be more involved than just in the actual classes?
I think it's just kind of being part of a team and showing your leadership skills.
When you think about sports, which one is your favorite one to do? Out of those three, which one's your favorite one to be a part of?
Probably cheer. That's the funnest out of all of them.
I know you guys have competitions coming up in January and February. Are you looking forward to that, the first high school competitions that you've been involved in, or are you a little bit nervous for it?
I'm nervous, but mostly excited. It's going to be really fun.
What is the favorite routine for you that you enjoy doing in the cheer routines?
Probably pom.
What makes that one so fun?
It's really showy, and it's just fun to perform in front of people.
Looking outside of that, we'll wrap it up with just a couple more quick questions. And the first one is, with your transition up to the high school, kids behind you, what advice would you give to them?
I'd say probably don't worry about other people think and be involved in everything that the high school provides for you. Not just sports, try choir and band and other stuff like that.
And to wrap it up, what's your favorite thing about being a Cardinal?
the people here. I really like everyone.
Well, we appreciate you talking with us. You're a standout student once again, and we wish you the best of luck through high school.
Thank you.
That was freshman Hadley Lessering, and she was a wonderful interview, and we appreciate her taking the time. We'll have more standout students coming up all through this week during our broadcast schedule. As for right now, we have about 12 minutes to go till the start of the game, which means our coaches show is coming up next. Coach Jeff Stedman and freshman Danny Smith of the Lady Cardinals will be joining us on the pregame show on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for. Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with Jeff Stedman, who is the first-year coach of the Snake River Panthers. And, Coach, you're a first year, but it's not your first year around this program. What's it been like for you taking over the helm of a team that's had success in recent past?
You know, it's been a great experience for me. I've really enjoyed getting to know the girls better, and it was a good opportunity for me to step in and put some of my philosophies in and try to make the best I can out of the program for each girl that participates.
You guys are 8-4 on the season, but your 4 losses have come to 2 teams. You've lost to Sugar twice and Teton twice, and those are no slouches as far as teams that you're going to be playing and competing against from District 6. What have you learned from those games? What did those games really show your girls?
You know, in both of those times we played each of those teams, it really exposed some of our weaknesses that we've had, and we've tried to improve upon them, and each time we played them closer the second time by a good margin. And, you know, being a first-year coach, I've got a lot to learn, and I didn't have quite the right things prepared the first time we saw them. The second time we did better, and if there's a third time over at state, then I think we'll even be more prepared for them, and we'll have a better game.
Just improving every game is always the biggest. And with you have a fairly young team. You're down to just 3 seniors on the squad, a couple of sophomores and some juniors called up as well. Has it been good for you to be learning along with the girls, or to be kind of in the same boat a little bit so you're growing with each other?
Yes, I think it is good. You know, I've really tried to get each girl to play to her best of her ability, and it's been a challenge at times to get the girls to understand their roles, what I see them as on the team, and how they can best help the team. And, you know, this last week when we played Shelley, I felt like it came together better than it had all year.
Looking at tonight's game, you guys get the Cardinals. They're 11-2 coming into this game with both their losses by 1 point. This has always been a good rivalry game, though. It's turned into a good rivalry game, I should say. What are things you know about the Cardinals that they do well that you have been telling your girls about to prepare for?
Well, they're a great pressure team. They really love to put pressure on the ball. They love to get up and down the court. They're a physical team. They have a new girl that moved in from Utah that I've heard about that is a strong post player. And so to prepare for them, of course, we went over press breaks. I know that Soda changes up their press quite a bit when they play in the past. I doubt that's changed. They'll do a man press, then a zone press, then a half-court press, and they'll change it up fluidly throughout the game. So we just really have to be prepared to take care of the ball and not have a lot of turnovers to have success. But, it's a great rivalry game, even though we're different sizes. We play these guys with our junior high team, and they're always exceptional teams that do very well at a young age, and it continues on. The winning tradition continues on through high school with Cardinals, and that's why they're the top-ranked 2A team in Idaho.
Well, Coach, we're looking forward to a great matchup between your Panthers and the Cardinals, and hopefully it'll be one of those. Thanks again for the time.
You bet. Thank you.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 29th through January 4th. Start your trip to Lalaton's off by grabbing raw shrimp at $5.99 for each 16-ounce, 26 to 30 count container. They also have lobster tails if you're craving seafood. 4 to 5 ounce lobster tails are just $5.99 each. Looking for some vegetables? Extra large Roma tomatoes are 99 cents a pound, and large avocados are just 89 cents each. Close it out with one of the special tasty treats from the Lalaton's Bakery, and you have yourself a fine meal. Those are just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Imagine a mining company who nurtures butterflies. At Monsanto, we plant wildflower seeds on recently mined land. The flowers support a thriving butterfly population, which then feeds small birds, who are in turn hunted by eagles and hawks. By paying attention to nature's detail, Monsanto sustains a broader ecosystem. That's one reason why 6 federal and state agencies have honored us with their highest award for excellence in annual operations. Monsanto. Imagine.
Caleb Burgraff here with Danny Smith from the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals. And Danny, the season now getting into the second half, does it become a little bit more real now that you're in January, that you guys are really starting to get down to crunch time?
Kind of, when you put it into perspective, but we still got to work as hard and do the same things and just get better each week.
You guys just got done with a very busy week and a very big week for you guys over at the Parma Holiday Invitational. Third place, a little bit of a disappointment, but things, if they'd gone a little bit differently in the Caldwell game, really might have seen you guys in the championship game again. But outside of the wins and losses, what are things that you learned from that with 3 straight games in a row on the road and not being able to go back home to your bed?
It was a good learning experience being away from home, and that's like how the state tournament's going to be, so it's good to get familiar with that situation.
What were some of the things that you guys were focusing on during those 3 games, knowing that was really a preparation for state?
Well, that's like halfway through our season, so it's a good turning point, and we just want to get better through that tournament and come back home and be better for our next games.
This week you guys get Snake River twice. This is a team that you haven't seen before yet, but they're always a tough matchup for the Lady Cardinals. Are there any things that you're expecting in particular from tonight's game?
We know that it's going to be tough, but we've been working to do good in this game and throughout the season, so we should be good.
Is it good to have a 3-day tournament in the holiday break so you're not coming into this game rough and not necessarily in your rhythm, that you guys still have that rhythm from the last games you played?
Yeah, it's good for sure. Some teams aren't playing any games, so it's good for us to get out there and play different teams that we haven't played and get 3 games in over the holiday.
Before we close this out, we'll ask you a couple questions about yourself. Freshman year now, where do you think you've grown the most on your game this year?
So I'm kind of in a different position than I have been. I'm still guard, so I'm just doing both still, but it's good because I have a different team, but I've still played with some players, so.
You've gotten mixed around a little bit, like we just said, not really a true position out there on the court. You play a little bit of post, you play a little bit of guard, you're kind of a little bit of a handyman that coach can use there. Do you like that, being able to really fit into anywhere in his system?
Yeah, I like being able to play anywhere. It's good for me to get better and for my other teammates to play different spots too.
Where do you feel like you're strongest right now in your game?
I feel like I have a good defensive presence out there, and I help my team in tough situations.
We'll close it all out with this, and that's you're playing with your sister, Casey. What's that like, being able to have a sister on the court that you get to play alongside?
It's awesome. I can talk to her about anything if I need help with plays or just my confidence or anything. She's always there, and it's fun to be out there to pass to her and have her pass to me, so it's good.
It's definitely fun to watch both of you out there. Danny, thank you so much for the time. I'll wish you the best of luck today and the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Big thanks to freshman Danny Smith for joining us here on our pregame show as we continue our march towards the opening tip and tonight's broadcast between the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals and the Snake River Panthers. Your starting lineups are coming up next, which are brought to you by Mountain View Dental, where they provide general and cosmetic dentistry for the whole family, and want to wish good luck to the Cardinals from Dr. Walker and his staff. The starting lineups coming up next on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
So, who's going to do what? Flashlights?
Nowhere to be found.
Emergency supply kits?
Not packed.
What about blankets?
We have an old towel.
Cell phones?
May not work.
Emergency water?
Not a drop.
Perfect. We all know where we're meeting if we're separated.
The library. On Jones' house. The bus stop.
And I'll be waiting here wondering where you all are. Great. It sounds like we don't have a plan.
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Caribou County Athletics are being brought to you by Bear River Head Start, where they are now accepting applications for preschool. Call 435-755-0181 and enroll your 3- or 4-year-old children today.
I missed a mortgage payment, but now I'm turning things around. With Sam, I can.
Sam is Smart About Money, a free online resource from the National Endowment for Financial Education. We're an independent nonprofit foundation dedicated to helping people just like you get sound information about money at samican.org.
Business has fallen off at work, but I'm getting prepared for whatever the future holds. With Sam, I can.
Get empowered. Reach your financial goals. Visit samican.org.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, National Service Officers.
We've got an entire generation of men and women who have seen war. They're going to need voices.
Paralyzed Veterans of America represents them.
We're going to make sure that the Veterans Affairs gives them everything that they're entitled to.
Get all the health care they need.
Making a person's house adaptable.
And we also focus on getting them a job.
We help our veterans for free.
Changing lives, building futures. That's Paralyzed Veterans of America. To learn more, visit pva.org. A public service message from Paralyzed Veterans of America.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Troy Young Plumbing and Heating. Call 208-221-0581 for all your plumbing needs, including new installs and remodels, repairs, furnace installation, and more.
Welcome back out to the home of the Snake River Panthers on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com, as it is time for us to jump into our starting lineups, which are being brought to you by Mountain View Dental, where they provide general and cosmetic dentistry for the whole family, and want to wish good luck to the Cardinals. From Dr. Walker and his staff for the Lady Cardinals is a little bit of a change in their starting lineups after the Parma tournament. It is Sadie Groning leading things off with Casey Smith behind her. Kat McCullough will be playing in the 3 spot with the 2 posts Kirsten Rasmussen and Casey Anderson following onto the court after her. As for the Snake River Panthers, wearing the home white uniforms with purple highlights down the sides and Snake River written across the front, they're going to be led off by number 3, junior Kelsey Higginson. Number 5 is senior Alyssa Crumley. Number 11 is senior Jetta Goff. Number 15 is junior Ashton Martin. And number 20 is sophomore Abby Morgan. And we are at a 3A school, and you have a sophomore out there in the starting lineup. That can definitely show some things about who that girl is, or it can show some things about where you're at as a program rebuilding.
Well, they're doing a great job rebuilding. They've never had a weak team here in Snake River. You know, we played these people for years, and every time we come, they have a very solid team. Very good competition for our girls.
Girls to watch out for are the seniors Jetta Goff as well as Alyssa Crumley. Those two are definitely going to have something to say about who comes away with a win in this one. Look for as well Abby Morgan and Ashton Martin down low, as it will be Snake River working from right to left. Soda Springs in the black jerseys working from left to right. Your opening tip being brought to you by Bassett Building and Supply in Soda Springs. We'll see Kirsten Rasmussen at center circle against Abby Morgan, and Morgan is able to get the tip, but she tips it right to Casey Anderson, who goes backcourt, and it turns over into the hands of the Snake River Panthers. A mental miscue coming there by Casey Anderson early. Gives the ball off to Snake River, and Jetta Goff will take the point. She looks back to the bench before crossing half court with a lob pass to the right side. Ashton Martin open on the wing, waits for a few cutters before going inside to Morgan, who turns around but travels while she does it. That's a turnover to the Cardinals, and both sides immediately giving the other one opportunities to score the first bucket. 7 minutes and 46 seconds to go on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Neither team's taken up on that opportunity, though, as full court pressure being applied by Snake River. Cardinals break it, though. Rasmussen gives the ball to Groning on the right side wing. 7 minutes and 35 seconds to go. Sadie goes to her left. A zone defense being shifted around by Snake River. Almost forces a turnover, but it's going to be off the fingertips of Kelsey Higginson into the student section on the far side, and the Cardinals keep possession. 7 minutes and 28 seconds to go. 30 seconds into the game as Groning takes the inbounds pass. Dribbles it to her right to the wing. Finds an open Casey Smith. Short corner for two. No good. And the rebound off to the backside for Kelsey Higginson. She'll bring it up quickly to the right wing herself. Steps inside the three-point line. Quick jumper, no good. Rebound tipped outside where Sadie Groning corrals it and brings it up the left side of the court. Loses her dribble. Kicks outside to McCullough. She'll fling a pass to the near side wing, taken there by Smith. Inside, Rasmussen behind the backboard. Ends up firing a shot that was not a good position to shoot from. Higginson gets the rebound, gets it up ahead to Goff, who lays it in. Contested by a pair of Cardinals who are running with her step for step in Groning and Smith. Cardinals trail after the first bucket made by Snake River. 2-0. 6:45 to go as the Cardinals break the press with Groning. Ahead to Anderson. Right side corner. Brings the ball out before bouncing it up to Groning. She stands near the top of the key. Anderson now gets it back, goes inside. Rasmussen blocked away from behind. Ball still loose and picked up by Morgan, who just keeps it in bounds before throwing it cross court almost away. It's picked up, though, by Ashton Martin. She skips one underneath Morgan, gets bumped and fouled. Anderson picks up her first foul, and right now the Cardinals just seem to be out of position on the offensive and defensive ends.
They're still trying to adjust to their offense. They're just not getting to their spot in time, and as a result of that, they're getting beat.
The defense, though, still almost coming up with a couple of turnovers, fingertips away. So Snake River lucky to get these free throws. The first one missed by Ashton Martin. Or excuse me, that is Abby Morgan at the line. Martin, the pass to Morgan to set her up, but she can't hit the first free throw. Second free throw coming from the right-handed sophomore. Holds the ball at the chest before firing it up, lining it up, and can't hit. Rebounded on the play by Kirsten Rasmussen, who gives it up ahead to Sadie Groning. She comes across the logo, moves to her left before giving off to Smith. Smith finds Rasmussen, rotates it to Anderson, right side wing, inside pass to Rasmussen on the give and go, poked out of bounds. Flying to the basketball was Kelsey Higginson, but it goes back into the hands of the Cardinals, who can inbound underneath their own hoop. Still looking for their first score of the game. 6 minutes and 8 seconds to go. First quarter of play on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, as it'll be McCullough to inbound the ball. Lofts it near side. Smith open for three. Can it! From 21 feet, just outside the three-point line, Casey Smith knocks home a triple, and the Cardinals have their first lead, 3-0, 2 minutes into the ball game. Up the court, ball thrown away. Morgan couldn't corral the pass into her hands as Anderson, teardrop floater in the lane, no good. Might have rushed the shot, but Groning right there to get the board. It's still loose on the backside, and falling out of bounds as she was the last one to hold it is Alyssa Crumley. and it will be Cardinals ball to inbound once again after the Snake River Panthers turn it over for the second time in the game. 5 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Kat McCullough to inbound. Gets it underneath where Anderson fires up a shot but can't quite get the backboard, and it's rebounded on the play by Abby Morgan. The Panthers will rush the ball up the court. Almost traveling with the basketball on the far side is Higginson. Instead, she'll find she'll find Martin, who feeds it to Morgan inside, but she is blocked out of bounds, and the Cardinals will get the ball back as she was the last to touch it. So another Snake River turnover with 5:29 to go. Casey Smith with the ball, gets it into the hands of Anderson. Up ahead, the Cardinals break the press. No, they won't. Martins picks off the ball at half court, steps in from 12 feet, tries to bank one in. No good, and this time it's rebounded by Sadie Groning for her second board. Up the court, Sadie stops, pops from the right elbow. That's good. Sadie Groning turning the rebound into points as she took it coast to coast, and the Cardinals have a 3-point edge, 5-2 with 5 minutes and 2 seconds left to go. Straight up the middle of the court, it's Alyssa Crumley. Looks inside to a cutting Goff, instead goes to the right side to Martin. Ashton goes up top. They swing it to Goff, left side wing. Looking inside, patiently waiting. Morgan posts up down low, goes up a shot, blocked away by Rasmussen as Kirsten gets another rebound and gives off to Smith to bring it forward. Fires up ahead to McCullough. 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go. 3-point lead for the Cardinals on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. McCullough finds Anderson, right side post, before giving it up top to Kat once again. Up top to Groning near the top of the key. Back to Kat outside the wing on the 3-point line. To the right side, tries to drive in. Finds Anderson back behind her, who steps up and gives it back to Groning near the logo. She'll step around the defense being played by Higginson. Fires up a shot, no good. The rebound battled for by Rasmussen, but she's falling away when she pulls it in and ends up going out of bounds with 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go and turning it over to Snake River on the loose ball. So Snake River will get to inbound the basketball as Taylor Myers checks into the game for Kirsten Rasmussen. Also Danny Smith into the game as it'll be a coast-to-coast drive and a foul as Alyssa Crumley takes that one and weaves through the Cardinals' full court pressure. That's one of those seniors we talked about, Kirby, and she definitely showed she can handle the ball.
Well, so far in this ball game, there's just a lot of trying to figure out what the other team is going to do. It's going to smooth out here pretty quick.
Crumley at the line trying to make the first free throw for Snake River. After Abby Morgan went 0 for 2, and it'll be 0 for 3 now as the third free throw also misses off the back iron. One more coming up for the senior at the line, trying to make it a 2-point game if she can hit this freebie from the line. 5-2, the Cardinals lead, and it will remain that way as the rebound loose on the near side, picked up by McCullough. She goes behind her to get it to Danny Smith, who will bring it forward. We talked about Danny Smith's versatility in the pregame show with her in our interview, as she can really be a point guard, and that's where she's playing here, but she also has been moved into some of the more posting positions as she will find Kat McCullough right side wing. She drives baseline, and Kat knocks one home, and that gives her first basket of the game as Myers on the near side gets caught out of position, and she ends up reaching in for a foul, and the Cardinals will sub her out as she picked up her second foul quickly. Kirsten Rasmussen into the game. Also back in, Casey Smith into the game, as I believe she will come in for either Danny Smith or Kat McCullough. Or Sadie Groning also a option there. We'll keep it right here for this timeout. Kirby, the Cardinals 7-2 the lead, but still a little bit off right now, it feels like, on the way they're playing.
Well, it's going to take them a little while to kind of figure out what the other team is going to do. As far as Taylor goes, you know, she's a very aggressive ball player, and that time she picked up a second foul. She had the right idea. She just couldn't stop in time, made the contact for the foul. But she's going to get her rhythm together here pretty quick, too, and it'll still be a pretty tight ball game all the way through.
Cardinals on the court. We'll see Danny Smith, Casey Smith, Kat McCullough, Kirsten Rasmussen, and Casey Anderson as their 5, as the Snake River Panthers will make a single adjustment, as well as Cassidy Campbell into the game. And the Panthers will inbound the basketball, and bringing it up the court is Crumley. Crumley picks up at the top of the key, moves it to Martin on the left side wing. Up top, they'll find Cassidy at the top of the key now, as Rasmussen giving her plenty of space, backing off into the paint almost before they give it to Jetta Goff. Spins, puts up a shot, tried to step around the defense of Smith, but she was too tight, and Kirsten pulls down the rebound on the missed shot. Casey back the other way, pulls it out before going into the paint, and they hand it off to Danny Smith, who will again take over those point guard duties. To the left side, it'll be McCullough on the wing. Down low, they find Anderson, who's poked away from her, out of bounds, and Soda Springs will retain possession of the ball On the far sideline, it'll be Kat McCullough to inbound the basketball. She stands outside of the faded purple lines here on the hardwood at Snake River High School, just to the west of Blackfoot here in eastern Idaho. As the Cardinals with the ball, see Danny Smith drive right side. They find McCullough, thought about a shot. Instead, she'll pass underneath to an open Rasmussen, who ducked in front of Ashton Martin, and Kirsten's onto the board for the first time. The fourth Cardinal to score as they lead it 9-2 with under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Up the right sideline now goes Kelsey Higginson. Bounce pass down low. It'll be turnaround, shot up and missed on the play. That time unable to get it down was Crumley, and Rasmussen gets yet another rebound. She's been a force down low. And the defensive side for the Cardinals with a block as well as those 4 rebounds in the game. On the far side, Kat McCullough takes the basketball on the wing. Gives back to Danny Smith. Right side, Casey Smith. Can the sisters hook up? Yes, they can. Casey Smith on the assist from Danny gets the Cardinals a 10-point edge. It's 12-2. 2 minutes and 16 seconds to go, and the ball brought forward again by Kelsey Higginson to the right side. Ball taken there by Carly Rowe. Swinging it around to the near side where it's picked up by Campbell. Campbell goes down low. Ball lost, and Campbell stripped of it as she got it back from Rowe, and the Cardinals get another Snake River turnover, the 4th of the game. Up, stopping, popping. Danny Smith off the back rim. Follows her shot for the offensive board. Puts up a second chance shot. That's no good. Gets it back again. Finds Rasmussen, who banks one home. Danny Smith with 2 offensive rebounds before getting the assist, and the Cardinals lead swells to 14-2. A 12-point edge on a 14-0 run, and a timeout taken by head coach Jeff Stedman, and the Panthers will take one with them here on KBRV The Bear with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com, your home for Caribou County Athletics.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma, or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Welcome back out to the home of the Snake River Panthers as the Lady Cardinals, with just about 2 minutes to go, lead 14-2 on the strength of a 14-0 run. By the way, we have a couple score updates. The Grace Lady Grizzlies are trailing Logan, a 1A school taking on a big school down in Utah. They trail 33-7 at the half. Also an update from the Soda Springs boys game. They are up 29-12 at the half. As here we have our first Bear Lake Drug jump ball of the game on the far sideline, which will see the Cardinals keeping possession of the basketball. So the boys up on Marsh Valley by 17, looking to sweep the Eagles on the season after winning on the Eagles' home court earlier last year. 1 minute and 34 seconds to go here. 14-2. The Lady Cards up as well by 12. Snake River with the basketball, working on the left side of the court. Goff, inside pass, finds Morgan. She'll flip it near side. Low with a shot. That's off the side of the rim. Rebound underneath is picked up on a shot. No, a travel first, or a push first on the floor. Thought it was going to be a travel on Alyssa Crumley. Instead, a push is going to be called on Kirsten Rasmussen, and she picks up her first foul, as Snake River can inbound underneath their own basket, as Goff will do the inbounding. Looking deep, she does have a player deep, as Carly Rowe puts up a 3-ball. That's off the rim, no good, and the rebound bounces into the hands of Rasmussen, who gives it off. The ball will be brought forward by Danny Smith now. Just over a minute left to play. 14-2, still the Cardinals on top. Danny goes to the right side where Casey steps inside the three-point line. Picks up her dribble, flings a pass to Sadie Groning from 18 on the left side wing. Sadie Groning's onto the board again, and the Cardinals' run continues. 16 unanswered points in the first quarter of play after trailing 2-0. 50 seconds to go, first quarter of play, and the ball is brought forward by Kelsey Higginson. Right side, Rowe again. This time the 3-ball skips off into the hands of Anderson, but she loses the ball out of bounds and could not quite keep it in her fingertips. 42.4 seconds to go. That's something that Casey Anderson's been struggling with a little bit in the last couple of games. She started out fantastic. Now she's hitting those midseason doldrums a little bit and has struggled with her game. That's a quick shot flung at the hoop by Mesa Gilbert. She is able to get it to go, and that ends the run by the Cardinals at 16-4 But Sadie Groning will bring the ball forward for Soda Springs with 30 seconds to go in the first quarter of play as they look to build it back up, still leading by double figures by 12, 14-16. Casey Smith for another three, rattles it in. Casey, another one from the right side corner, 3 triples on 5 attempts. The Cardinals lead by 15, 19-4. On the right side, the ball stripped away by Danny Smith off Alyssa Crumley. She brings up the left side, pulls her dribble out, finds Groning. Up top, Rasmussen for 3. That's in and out, no good. Morgan pulls down her second rebound as the buzzer sounds. But the Lady Cardinals, with a barrage from the outside and the inside, have themselves a 15-point lead here at Snake River High School on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com.
Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Lady Cardinals with the basketball, but they turn it over underneath the hoop to the Snake River Panthers to open up the second quarter of play. And then a travel call is flying into the planted Kirsten Rasmussen was Alyssa Crumley. And again, just like the start of the first quarter, both sides will trade turnovers to open things up. The Cardinals leading 19-4 with 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go here at the home of the Snake River Panthers in a game that I think was expected to go a little bit differently for Snake River and for the Cardinals for that matter, as they expected a very tough dogfight. Right now, not much opposition as Kat McCullough takes the ball right corner. Looking inside, finds Rasmussen as the ball is lobbed over the hands of Morgan, and Kirsten again has a confident shot inside as the Cardinals build their lead to 17. It's been a 21-2 run since the start of this game when the Panthers struck first on the opening bucket of the game. It'll be to the right side. Now to the left side as Goff takes the basketball, looks inside. They'll find a wide open Higginson who lays one up from the left side. She got the defense to bite on her at the free throw line, stepped around it for an easy right-handed layup. Cardinals will come back the other way with Casey Smith losing her dribble, stripped away. Goff picks up the basketball. She'll bring it up the right side all the way to the hoop. She goes, scoop shot no good. Rebounded though by Morgan. Her putback is missed, and Kirsten fights down her 6th rebound of the game inside. She's stripped of it. Cardinals get it back though. Casey Smith gives the ball back to Danny Smith. She'll walk it across the center line with 6 minutes and 38 seconds to go. Cardinals up by 15, 21-6 as the Snake River Panthers look to find their footing. Danny Smith trying to keep them off bounds. Fires up a shot that's no good off the side of the rim. But after the ball is rebounded by Gilbert, she throws it away, and the Cardinals will force Snake River into their 7th turnover of the game with 6:28 to go in the second quarter. Cardinals to inbound from the far sideline as Casey Smith will work with her sister Danny and gets the ball into Danny, who will bring it to the logo. Passes it right side wing, down low. Now they give it to Balls as Jorianne fresh into the game. Sure pass to Rasmussen, tipped away. Kirsten tracks it down on the baseline before they move it back up top to Danny Smith at the top of the key. Feeds it over to Casey. Back up to Danny. She looks to the right side where Kat McCullough goes inside. No, passes it back out to Danny. She tries to drive around Goff as the Snake River Panthers really extending the defense to the outside as Morgan hounding Kirsten Rasmussen and denying her the post. They'll go to Jorianne instead. She's double teamed. Stripped of the ball, finds Kat, and Kat will skip one up top where Casey Smith gives it back to Danny. Danny, inside pass to Rasmussen, steps through some defense, fires up a shot, no good. Might have been bumped, but not enough contact for the foul call. And with 5:41 to go, back come the Snake River Panthers. Martin on the far side hands the ball off Taken there by Higginson, tries to drive baseline, double team before feeding it back up top to Martin, who has to pull the ball into her hands and give it back around to Morgan, whose short baseline jumper is no good. McCullough comes away with the basketball for the Soda Springs Cardinals, and they'll bring it up with Danny Smith once more onto the point. Cardinals out there with Jorianne Balls, Kirsten Rasmussen, Casey and Danny Smith, and Kat McCullough on the outside as they'll throw a ball off of the hands of Mesa Gilbert. And it goes back to Soda Springs as they will sub out Kirsten Rasmussen and Danny Smith for Sadie Groning and Casey Anderson. Cardinals playing with only 8 people on the varsity squad right now. As a bounce pass inside, stripped away. Another turnover by Soda Springs, their third of the quarter. And Jetta Goff will line one up ahead to Martin, who was not looking for a pass. Goes beyond her head and out of bounds. And a turnover to the Cardinals. Both sides with some very, very bad miscues here in this quarter of play. 5:02 the score sits. Cards up by 15. Same amount they led this quarter by going into it when they had a 19-4 lead. But the Panthers have responded defensively and have taken advantage of some Cardinal miscues. Up to the right side, Casey Smith thought about driving in. Morgan, those steps into her way, and the big girl for Snake River blocks her back to the top of the key. Instead, it's going to be a pass down low to the left side, though, as when Morgan came out, Jorianne Balls went down low. She laid it up and in for her first basket, and the freshman strikes to give the Cardinals a 17-point edge. 4 minutes and 36 seconds to go, and the ball brought forward by Alyssa Crumley to the left side of the paint, pulls up on the wing before giving it near to Jetta Goff. She goes off to Martin, right side corner now. They take the ball, and it'll be Gilbert trying to drive in. Instead finds Goff, pump fakes wildly, gets it inside to Morgan. Turnaround baby hook is good. Abby Morgan starting to find a bit of her groove down low on the post. Gets her first basket of the game. It's 23-8, still that 15-point game. The two sides playing dead heat here in the second quarter. Inside pass goes to McCullough. She gives off to a cutting Groning, who blows the layup as she was too quick to the hoop and ends up turning it over to the Snake River Panthers. Right side shot up and short off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Kat McCullough once again, and the Cardinals can come back up the court once more with the ball in their possession. Straight up the center comes Groning. 3:43 to go, 15-point edge for Soda Springs. Casey Smith goes to the left side. Kat McCullough looks down low, instead feeds it to Balls. Looking inside for Anderson, pulls it down, launches a pass to the near side where Smith is another triple! 4 for 5. Casey Smith is on fire from beyond the arc. 3 minutes and 23 seconds to go, and it is a 16-point edge for, an 18-point edge for the Lady Cardinals, 26-8. Back up with the basketball comes Snake River to the right side, driving baseline. Gilbert puts up a little floater. That's no good. Might have forced a shot as she went into the trees that were much taller than her. Anderson with the ball goes up ahead, trying to do the duty of a point guard and throws the ball off Jorianne Balls and out of bounds as the Cardinals will turn it over for their own 7th turnover, and gives the Panthers a chance to inbound and again cut into the lead. Little mistakes right now for the Cardinals, Kirby.
Little mistakes, and they'll take care of those at halftime and come out playing strong second half.
And that's not to say they haven't been playing strong now. Up 26-8 to the right side. Goff takes the ball, holds it to the right side wing, asking for some movement from the rest of the Panthers, who have been doing a lot of standing around right now. On the right side, Gilbert asks for the ball. Instead, Martin steps into a three-pointer. That's off the back rim. Anderson is able to get the rebound as she gets her second of the game and gives it off to Casey Smith to bring it forward. Up the right side, up ahead to Sadie Groning. Defense flies by her. She bounces one into the hands of Myers, goes off her hands, back to the Panthers. Snake River on the push, pulling up, popping a shot off from the right elbow, and getting it to go is Alyssa Crumley. And she gets her first basket of the game to cut it to a 16-point lead. Up the court, McCullough to the baseline, puts up a wild hook shot from behind the backboard. That's no good, but the rebound out of bounds, last touched by Martin. And Soda Springs still keeps possession with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left here in the first half of play. 26-10, they lead by 16 points. Myers will be doing the inbounding, but first a couple of subs in as Carly Rowe and Cassidy Campbell will check into the game for the Panthers. Taking a seat is Abby Morgan and Mesa Gilbert. Myers to do the inbounding, launches one to the front court, and is picked up by McCullough, who gives to Groning. Right side wing, skip pass back to the other side. They'll find Anderson at the free throw line, who tries to drive but travels first, and the Cardinals pick up their 9th turnover of the game now. A very un-Cardinal-like stat. But they only have 4 team fouls, so that has nullified it, and they've been shooting lights out from the field when they've gotten shot opportunities. On the near side, Rowe looks down low. Instead, picks up the ball and passes it up top to a cutting Crumley, whose shot is short off the front of the rim. Rebound loose and finally picked up by Sadie Groning. She'll try and step through a double team. Is going to be fouled on the drive by Cassidy Campbell, I believe, and that is exactly who they picked the foul up on.
Well, they played well. They played all through this quarter, no fouls. This is the first foul of the game for them.
It is, as that has been a very, very strong point that's helped them a little bit more even in this game, is when the Cardinals go inside, they have not been bumping them for fouls. Cardinals have a wide open post, but they can't hit her. Anderson tracks down the ball anyways and is going to be fouled on the play. Reaching in and grabbing her, I believe, was the late arriving Kelsey Higginson, not Ashton Martin, because both of them were hounding Anderson. So it is a foul on Anderson, but I believe they're going to call a double foul.
I didn't see the double foul, but I think that's what they're calling.
So Higginson is called for a foul. Anderson can have a tendency to be wild when she tries to pull the ball down. I think that is something officials here have a tendency to call a little bit easier than other ones, as that has been the second time I believe Anderson's been called for that. Meanwhile, she kicks out to Casey Smith, and she can't hit it. The ball goes up over the backboard and into the hands of the official. And with 1:26 to go, the Cardinals will bring it back up the court. But Casey is one of those players who plays very aggressively and very passionately, and I think that is one of the reasons why she got called for that double foul. I like the double foul call, though, as it doesn't put either team out of their rhythm. On the right side wing, ball's going to be passed to Rowe, right side corner, air balls that one, picked up by Martin, looks to step into a shot, and is going to step into Rasmussen, who plays good defense, but a better shot by Martin, who gets her first layup of the game. And it's a 14-point lead, 26-12. Cardinals have again played dead even with the Panthers with a minute to go in the second quarter. Here in the second quarter, after having a 15-point lead at halftime. Right side, Sadie Groning for 3 off the rim, right into the hands of McCullough, who gets the rebound and the offensive putback to rattle it home. Soda Springs lead back up to 16, 28-12. 43 seconds to go. Ball fed to the near side to Rowe. She looks down low. Instead, Martin comes up, takes the ball near the top of the key, fires the ball off the hands of Alyssa Crumley, who watches it go out of bounds. And she will immediately turn around and jog to the other side of the court as the Cardinals will sub Myers back into the game, and Rasmussen will take a seat as she was holding what looked to be her right ring finger with possibly a bruise. Cardinals to bring the ball forward. Myers looking up ahead, gets it through traffic. No, picked off on the play by Crumley. She goes coast to coast and lays it up and in, taking advantage of the Cardinals' turnover to turn it into 2 points. It's a 14-point game again. Cardinals doubling up the Panthers. Groning steps through a double team. Inside, they'll find a wide open Jorianne Balls, who lays it up. Casey Smith running the fast break well, and Soda Springs took advantage of the full court pressure. Up the court, the other side, Rowe for 3, up at the buzzer, no. And the rebound as the buzzer goes off will be picked up by Snake River, but they can't get a shot off in time, and we head to the halftime break. 30-14, the Cardinals leading this game after outscoring the Panthers 11-10 in the second quarter. They hold a 16-point edge on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com, your home for Caribou County Athletics.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
Imagine a mining company that respects the quality of the environment and health of natural ecosystems. At Monsanto, we don't begin mining unless we can ensure every safeguard is in place to respect the environment. And if they're not, then we don't mine. Simple as that. That's why we take steps before, during, and after mining to reach our goal of leaving the land even better than we found it. Monsanto. Imagine.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Troy Young Plumbing and Heating. Call 208-221-0581 for all your plumbing needs, including new installs and remodels, repairs, furnace installation, and more.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, Silverstar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose Silverstar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Get
minute to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno-flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone. Food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 29th through January 4th. Start your trip to Lalaton's off by grabbing raw shrimp at $5.99 for each 16-ounce, 26 to 30 count container. They also have lobster tails if you're craving seafood. 4 to 5 ounce lobster tails are just $5.99 each. Looking for some vegetables? Extra large Roma tomatoes are 99 cents a pound, and large avocados are just 89 cents each. Close it out with one of the special tasty treats from the Lalaton's Bakery, and you have yourself a fine meal. Those are just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma, or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Welcome back out to the home of the Snake River Panthers on KBRV The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. About 2 minutes until the start of the second half of action, and we apologize for any of you who may have been experiencing some sound difficulties. Hopefully those are not going to pop up anymore. We checked our end. It's all should be working on our end, but we appreciate anyone who was having those for letting some of the folks here know and getting word up to us. We'll try and make sure that nothing else happens as things continue. We said we'd have some scoring updates for you from other games going on, and we have a halftime score from Soda Springs where the boys lead 29-12 against the Marsh Valley Eagles. Down in Grace, or down in Logan, I should say, where the Grizzlies are taking on Logan High School. There's 5 minutes and 33 seconds to go in the fourth. It is a 54-14 game with Logan on top. But you're a 1A school going and taking on a probably 5A school from Utah. That's not a game that you expect to go down there and win, and they're playing the varsity.
Well, you're right. You don't expect to win that. What you hope to come away with, though, is some experience playing against bigger schools, and that could be very valuable going down the final stretch of this season. And
the Lady Grizzlies, their record, not the greatest. They only have 3 wins on the year so far, but when you look at the schedule they've played, it has definitely been a very rigorous schedule. I think it's one of those schedules that Coach Swanevelt would have traded with his team and taken it because they've played some very, very good schools.
You know, I've watched the Grace girls play a couple of times this year, and I thought they had some great talent on that team, but they're young. They got a new coach, and, you know, they're just trying to find their groove, and I think they will, and I think they'll come, into this season, the rest of this season, doing much, much better.
Here your score sits at 30-14 with the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals on top right now. 30-14 by 16 points over the Snake River Lady Panthers. Another score update from Soda, 41-24. The boys up by 17 on the Marsh Valley Eagles as they head to the final quarter of play. 7:52 to go on the right side wing. Crumley takes the ball for Snake River as we welcome you back to action at the home of the Panthers. Morgan on the far side loses the ball, gets it back, and takes it up on the left block to lay it up and in. Abby Morgan now with 4 points to tie her for the lead for the Lady Panthers. It's down to a 14-point lead, 7:33 to go, just underway in the second half as the Cardinals bring the ball forward. Casey Smith goes to the left side, and Rasmussen will feed it back around to Groning. Sadie brings it back to Casey, who tries to step to her left, finds some space, picks up her dribble, though, and waits for Groning to come to the basketball. She does, picks it up, and gives it back up top to Casey Anderson, who goes back to Sadie. Cardinals showing a lot of patience right now against a newly rejuvenated Panthers defense, which is playing very tight to the Cardinals' offensive members. It'll be Groning. Looking to her right, finds Rasmussen beyond the top of the key with 6 minutes and 53 seconds to go. Almost a minute gone by on this play for Soda Springs as Smith looks to her right, finds Groning, who spreads out on the wing, now lobs one back door to Casey Smith, who lays it in easily. Beautiful play between Groning and Smith, and the two of them link up to give the Cardinals a 16-point edge, 32-16, a minute and a half gone by in the third. Up the court comes Jetta Goff as she crosses the logo at half court and gives it over to her left. Crumley picks up the basketball, almost lost it out of bounds, but able to corral it with the right hand and gives it off to Higginson in between the rings. To her left, Higginson pulls back around on the three-point line. A cutting Crumley takes it in the lane. She'll back her way in. Scoop shot blocked away, out of bounds. They'll say last touched by Crumley, and Soda Springs will get the basketball. 6:07 to go on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard as Smith gets the ball up ahead to Groning, whose girl falls down. She goes backside to Anderson, who lays one up and in. Good run by the Cardinals there as they were able to take advantage of the lost Panther, and they build the lead back up to 18. That match is the biggest it's been all game long as Jetta Goff brings it forward, gives it to the left side where Higginson takes on the wing in front of a seated student section for the Panthers, who really have not had a lot to cheer about. Higginson, though, finds herself open from 16 beyond the right elbow, can't hit it, and the rebound pulled down again by Rasmussen, who gives up ahead to Sadie Groning. Sadie looks inside, now looks to her right, now steps through a defender, and an offensive foul will be called on Sadie, and a good call there is she got Goff draped on the back of her, but then used an elbow to hook herself around and pull herself past.
She did that, and she got caught.
It's not a bad move to try, but you have to be a little bit, you're almost better off falling down at that point in time when the other player gets on top of you. Get the foul called on them. Snake River will take the basketball up the right side, holding it on the wing, and now giving it up top to Goff is Cassidy Campbell. Goff lobs one underneath. It'll be taken by Crumley. Double team, tries to step up through the double team, fouled on the way up. Soda fan wanted to travel, but instead it'll be another foul called on Kirsten Rasmussen, goes as her second, and sends Crumley to the line where she is 0 for 2 so far. So 2 free throws coming up for the senior, who jumps into her free throw and gets it to go. Interesting shot style, but it works for her. 1 for 5 now in the game are the Panthers from the free throw line. One more coming up as this one, again, good spin. That one drops through high into the air. The free throws of Crumley, but they work out for her, and it's back to a 16-point lead. 34-18 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. 5 minutes and 2 seconds to go as McCullough takes the basketball, taking some time to get it up the court, loses it, and a whistle on the official will be a 10-second call against the Soda Springs Cardinals before the steal happened anyways. And I think the Panthers would have been happier if it had just been a steal.
I think they would have been because they did have their people down there in position.
It would have been a wide-open layup for Goff, who was ready to sprint to the hoop. But instead, they'll inbound from the near side, and it'll be taken to the center of the court by Cassidy Campbell. Down low, Morgan steps back, puts up a little flat shot. No good. Rebound out of bounds. Last touch by the Panthers as Campbell went diving for the basketball to try and get it away from Anderson and Rasmussen inside. Cardinals will sub Danny Smith back in as McCullough will take a seat on the bench. 4 minutes and 47 seconds to go. Anderson to get the ball in, throws it right to Goff. She tries to step underneath. She has it stripped away, and the Cardinals will trade turnovers underneath the Panthers' basket before they have it stripped away again. Goff on a triple team gets it over to Crumley. She tries to lay it up. She's fouled, and on the backside, an injured Panther, as it looks like Higginson took a shot to the right or left eye, excuse me, and she is definitely rattled right now after the turnover, which is a shame because she was one of the ones who helped force the turnover on the far sideline.
Looks like she has a contact lens in her hand. I think that's what her problem is. She got poked in the eye and knocked her contact lens loose.
Now, right now, I can tell you this, getting poked in the eye is no picnic for anybody who has it happen to them. Losing the contact just makes it that much worse.
It does. It makes it hard to put back in when you can't see.
4:35 to go, and the first free throw by Crumley is up and good. She's made her last 3, and the Panthers, after starting 0 of 4 from the free throw line, are 3 of 7 now. 4:35 to go. One more free throw coming up. It's up, and it's good. 4 for 4 in the second half from the line of the Panthers. Complete turnaround from where they were last quarter. and last half, in fact, as the Cardinals will again try and break this full court press. Do so easily as Groning takes the ball in. Kick outside to Rasmussen, who finds Danny Smith. The defense flies by her. She'll skip one to the right side. Down low, Anderson takes it on the block. One dribble into the paint. Now they swing it to Groning, left side, short corner. No good on the jumper, but Rasmussen with the offensive board puts it up and in. Kirsten, I'll tell you what, the last couple of games, call it dating back to the West Side game, has been unstoppable when she wants to be. 36-20, the Cardinals lead by 16. Right side wing, ball taken by Campbell. Double team briefly shown, but now Anderson backs off and Smith takes her as they move the ball to Goff. Jetta steps inside, lobs one, far side. Rowe for three, can it in. Carly Rowe, it's the first deep ball of the game for the Panthers as they get another chance to set up their full court press. 36-23, Cardinals break it. Groning into the court, or into the front court, throws the ball to Rasmussen, who loses it, stripped away from her for the 15th Cardinal turnover, but the defense responds for Soda Springs, and they force the 11th Panther turnover. 3:26, Danny Smith with the ball, goes underneath. She throws it lazily into the hands of Alyssa Crumley. Up the court comes Alyssa. Left side elbow, up for two, short off the front of the rim. Rebound tipped outside where Campbell's able to just keep it from going out of bounds, but she saves it into the hands of Danny Smith, who will come away with the ball and slows it down for Soda Springs with 3 minutes and 4 seconds counting down on the game clock on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Casey Smith with the ball left side, gives it underneath to Rasmussen. Was it poked away, gets it back to Casey. She'll hold it on the wing, now goes up top to Groning, and the Cardinals will once again reset. Coach Swanevelt up off the bench, guiding his team through, trying to get them to slow down, and it won't work as he turns around and leans over the bench as Casey Anderson throws it away. 7 turnovers in back-to-back quarters for the Cardinals and 17 in the game. This is not a good way to keep yourselves going and get yourselves some momentum against Snake River.
No, it's not. Here we played almost 4 minutes into the quarter. We've only scored 4 points.
36-23, the Soda Springs Cardinals leading by 13, though, as they had themselves a nice cushion coming into this contest, or into the second half. On the far side, Higginson gets away with a carry, steps to the hoop, puts one up, blocked away by Rasmussen again, and rebounded by Anderson. She gets it up ahead. Groning stops, pops from 18. That's off the front of the rim. That's from her butter zone, so you like that shot from her, but she couldn't convert. Up the court comes Crumley with the rebound. Looks for the far side. They had an open Campbell on the right side wing. Instead, they go to Higginson, who's bumped and blocked on the baseline as she tried to drive, and that will be an inbounds play coming up. And again, it looks like it's going to be on the Cardinals, and this time it goes against Casey Smith. 4th team foul for the Cardinals here in the second half. No team fouls for the Panthers, and only 2 fouls whistled on the Panthers all game long. But part of that's just been the Panthers have been playing some tight defense so far.
You know, you wonder why they're not playing a little more aggressively when they've not got any fouls in this ballgame.
Bounce pass in is going to be poked away off the Cardinals and into the hands of the Panthers. Or excuse me, off the Panthers and into the hands of the Cardinals. Got my teams mixed up there for a second on the court switch. And with 36-23 your score, the Cardinals can bring it up with just over 2 minutes to go. Groning weaving her way through traffic, throws the ball away off McCullough, and the Cardinals have all of a sudden put butter on their fingers and cannot close anything around a basketball.
They're just really having a tough time hanging onto the ball. That's not the style of ball the Cardinals usually play.
And a lot of the turnovers not forced by Snake River either. The Panthers, to give them credit, have played some good defense, but it has been more Soda Springs with the lackadaisical passing. Inside the lane, Crumley fights up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Morgan. She's fouled in the end one. Abby Morgan now stepping to the line on the second chance opportunity. She will have a chance to cut the lead to just 10 if she can make the free throw. The foul picked up by Danny Smith. It's her first. And Morgan, who's 0 for 2 at the line so far in the game, will step up. Right-handed shooter. Hair in a ponytail almost to the bottom of her shorts, or almost to the bottom of the belt line. Ends up hitting the free throw, and it's a 26-36 game. Soda Springs had led this by as many as 18 twice, but the Panthers have never said die, and they take a timeout. We take a timeout with them on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma, or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Back out here at the home of the Snake River Panthers on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com. It's the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals up by 10 on the Panthers, and the Cardinals will inbound the basketball after a three-point play was completed by Abby Morgan. Sadie Groning takes the point for Soda Springs and comes across the timeline, crosses over to her left, hesitates, drives the lane, loses the ball, gets it back, bounce pass up to Myers. Taylor takes it to her right, steps into the painted area before kicking out to McCullough. She'll try and drive and throws up a wild, poor shot that's going to be rebounded by Morgan, then fed up the court into the hands of the Cardinals as she was falling down and turns it over. Danny Smith gets it to Balls. Jorian goes back out to Danny. As the Cardinals playing with a couple of different players trying to slow down the turnovers, and it won't work there. Almost turned over again. Balls gets it back to Danny Smith after Smith had it stripped out of her hands by Crumley. Crumley starting to look a little bit gassed, as are a couple of the Panthers on the court, as they've extended a lot of energy coming back in this game. And an offensive moving screen called on Taylor Myers, and again, a good call by the officials.
It was a good call by the officials. The Cardinals just aren't playing the same style of ball they played in the first half, and they're letting their frustrations get to them at this point. That's why they're having so many turnovers.
And I'll say this, the screening of the Cardinals has been something they've struggled with all season long. This is not a new occurrence for Soda Springs. I wish I could say it was, as they will get a turnover as that one is tipped out of bounds on the near side. But they say a timeout was called by Snake River first, and Wade Schwanevelt, not having any of it, comes up and says it should be a jump ball if the ball is not touched coming into play. And I've defended the officials until now, and that one I think should have been out of bounds because that ball was easily inbounded before a timeout was called.
Well, that's what I thought, but he's saying that they called the timeout under the basket before the ball was thrown in, which you give them the ball in the same place again. But I agree with you. I think the ball was thrown first, and then the timeout was called.
So that will mean that the Snake River Panthers will still have another chance to inbound the basketball. Couple of finals for you. The Soda Springs boys win 57-33 over Marsh Valley. They're at 500 on the year now, 5-5 on the season. Also, the Lady Grizz, their final score 64-20 against Logan High School. That is a tough matchup, as we were saying in the halftime show. So getting 20 points on that team, not necessarily something to shake your head at. Panthers will inbound the ball for themselves as they'll look to bring it forward. And Higginson poked away from behind, but McCullough reached in and caught hand. And that's the danger of coming from behind a player, especially now that you've put Snake River into the 1-1 bonus. They already have momentum, and now you're giving them chances to step to the line with the clock not moving.
Well, that's true, and you look at the foul situation. We got 7 fouls called against us. They still have not committed their first foul here in the second half.
And they're making their free throws. That's a big difference here as well. They're 6 for 6 with number 7 coming right now. 52 seconds to go, third quarter of play, 36-27, a single-digit ball game that gets cut down to 8 points as the second free throw through for Kelsey Higginson as well. Soda Springs against this full court pressure, definitely having some problems. Danny Smith to her left. She's going to have it stripped from behind. That time it was Campbell coming away with the steal. Soda Springs with 9 turnovers in the quarter. 36 seconds to go. On the right side, Campbell takes it on the wing, looks to her left, now steps to her right before giving it back up top. Taken there by Mesa Gilbert. She's left open for 3, can't hit it. Rebound is going to be loose, but into the hands of Jorianne Balls as she corrals it, controls it, and gets it over to Taylor Myers. Splits a double team, hands off to Sadie Groning. 15 seconds to go. Cardinals holding for last shot as they take it on the left side of the court. We'll get ready for some substitutions to check in as well for the start of the fourth quarter. Right side is Danny Smith lofting one underneath. Myers has it batted out of bounds by Ashton Martin, who is quickly to the basketball, and with 3.2 seconds to go, the Cardinals will sub in. Myers will step out, as will Smith and Balls. Kirsten Rasmussen, Anderson, and Casey Smith into the game. Also checking back in Carly Rowe for Snake River. She'll step in for Mesa Gilbert. McCullough to do the inbounding. She'll hold the ball high above her head. Gets it inside. No, it's batted out of bounds. Last touched by last touched by Snake River. Coach Swanevelt not happy with the inbound attempt coming from McCullough. Has some words and directs her as to what he wanted her to do. And with 2:04 to go, maybe another chance for an inbounds play from Kat McCullough. On the other side of the hoop, she looks to her right. Looking deep, now looking short. Rasmussen comes up with a basketball, and she's going to be pushed out of bounds on the play, and I believe they're going to get Kelsey Higginson for the push with 1.3 seconds to go, and actually they call the foul instead on Ashton Martin. So 1.3 seconds. Cardinals will have to get a quick shot. Rasmussen hooks one up. No good as the buzzer sounds. The Cardinals held to only 6 points in the quarter as they lead 36-28, but a very spirited performance from Snake River has them right back in this game as we head to the quarter number 4.
Caribou County Athletics are being brought to you by Bear River Head Start, where they are now accepting applications for preschool. Call 435-755-0181 and enroll your 3- or 4-year-old children today.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
Start of the fourth quarter on KBRV, the Bear, and MyLocalRadio.com. The Lady Cardinals lead trimmed down to 8 as they are outscored by 8 in the third quarter of play. Groning, though, driving inside, kicks to McCullough to try and change it. Her shot off the front of the rim, rebounded inside, and a Bear Lake drug jump ball. Only our second jump ball of the game is called inside, and Snake River will get possession on the loose ball. 7 minutes and 48 seconds to go. Snake River again breaks the man press. Lob pass far side, out of bounds, and Snake River makes another mistake, turning it over to the Cardinals.
You know, you wonder when are the Cardinals going to finally get some momentum going their way and start scoring some more baskets.
They've had opportunities. Snake River's turned it over now 14 times, but the Cardinals have not been able to take advantage. Groning into the hoop. She's going to be bumped and fouled on the floor, so they will not count the basket, but she will get the contact and the second foul picked up on the play, or on this half, by the Panthers. Cardinals will lob one in again. Almost picked off by Goff, and McCullough cannot telegraph a pass like that. Goff was reading her eyes all the way. Cat will come to the right side, stands on the S in Snake River. Looking to her left. She looks deep. Now she finds Anderson short. She'll bounce one up to Casey Smith. She spins to her left, guarded by Goff. She tries to go left again. On the baseline, pulls up, fires one, cross court, skip pass into the hands of McCullough's shot, off the rim and no good. And Ashton Martin pulls the rebound out of the hands of Kirsten Rasmussen as Rasmussen was falling down when she got the ball. Over to the far side. It'll be taken by Crumley. Step back jumper from 18. No good. And this time Rasmussen, feet solid on the ground, pulls down her 9th rebound of the game. It'll be Casey Smith to take the point for Soda Springs. 7 minutes and 7 seconds to go. Smith goes up top to Rasmussen. Back over to Smith. Holds it on the wing before dribbling to her left. Finds some space. Instead throws it away. Picked off again by Snake River. Up the court. They'll come. Goff lays one up right side. It's a 6-point game as the Snake River Panthers continuing their rally, and they are back within just 2 possessions, 2 3-pointers. Into the paint goes Groning. She'll step around several defenders. Blocked by Morgan, though, and rebounded again by Ashton Martin. Up the court quickly comes Snake River, and now Goff will slow it down. On the far side, she gives off to Higginson, stands outside the wing, gives it off to Morgan. She'll step around her pivot foot for a couple trips before giving the ball back up top to Goff. Inside pass, finds Crumley, double team, backs her way into some position, but travels first. Snake River fans not happy with the call, but the contingent wearing red and black pleased with it to our left as the scream of delight shows to your ears. 6:22 to go, 36-30, and it'll be Groning to bring the ball forward again. Sadie walks it straight up the court, just to her right, tailing off towards that sideline, picks up her dribble as the trap comes, and another tie-up's going to be called with the Cardinals in possession of the basketball. And Groning looking a little bit gassed in her own right now. She will come over to the sidelines, and Danny Smith will check in.
I don't know what their problem is right now. They're just having a hard time getting the ball down into the basket and getting any decent shots at all.
They look a little tired and worn out. That's the truth, as both teams looking a little bit dogged. Here on the near side, Danny Smith looks to her right, bounce pass, finds McCullough. She'll step back to the near side and goes up to Casey Smith, who flings one to Rasmussen. Kirsten looking inside, nobody there, gives it back out to Casey, and Casey Smith will back it up. Anderson steps into the paint. She's trying to flash at the high post, gets the ball at the free throw line, and she's going to be fouled on the wrist. That one picked up on the play by Abby Morgan, goes as her first, and the third team foul on the Snake River Panthers. Another inbounds play coming up for the Lady Cardinals. Had another Bear Lake drug jump ball, by the way. Rasmussen to inbound. Goes to the far side. It's going to be picked off on the play again. Another Cardinal turnover. Drain up the court this time. And stepping through the defense to the left side and laying it up, but it's too strong, is Crumley. Rebounded. Another Bear Lake drug jump ball will give Abby Morgan the rebound on the back side of the hoop as Snake River another offensive set coming their way. 5:36 to go with a 36-30 lead for the Cardinals. They've been held to just 6 points in the second half of play so far, almost 10 minutes into it. Over to the far side, it's going to be a shot up by Ashton Martin, no good. Crumley gets an offensive board inside three black jerseys, and she's hacked on the way up.
Well, their defense isn't even playing as well as it did the first half. They're letting them get too far under the basket and receiving the ball. We just can't seem to stop them.
And how do you get four black jerseys within 15 feet of the basket and give it to the one white jersey sitting there?
I don't know. How do you do that?
Ask Snake River, because they found out.
Yeah, they have.
Crumley to the line for a pair of free throws as Rasmussen picks up her third foul. And the first free throw is up and in and out, no good. Crumley started off by missing her first two, made her next four, now has missed. She is 4 of 7 from the free throw line. Snake River 7 for 11 coming into this quarter, now 7 of 12. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left. Free throw up and good. Make it 8 for 13 for the Panthers, 8 of 9 in the second half. That has been a huge difference, and the Cardinals will call a timeout as they will take a seat as Anderson realized that time was ticking down, and she will keep the possession in favor of the Cardinals. We'll take a timeout with them on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Welcome back out to the
Hi, I'm Todd
Springs Cardinals, or excuse me, the home of the Snake River Panthers here at Snake River High School. 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and an improbable comeback by Snake River has closed it from an 18-point lead for the Cardinals down to just a 5-point edge, 31-36. The Soda Springs Cardinals have been held to just 6 points. Almost a big turnaround, and it will be. And it's to Snake River on another turnover, as losing the ball was Casey Smith. Danny tried to save it, and Snake River underneath their own basket gets an inbounds play. 5 minutes and 25 seconds to go. Kirsten will check back into the game for Casey Smith, who will go and take a seat on the bench. Soda Springs looked like they were going to cruise in this game after a 19-4 first quarter, but the Snake River Panthers have been just as dominant in the second half, winning the third quarter 14-6 and cutting into the lead here with another 3-0 run to start off the fourth quarter. Will be Goff to inbound the basketball. 5-second count started, getting close and gets it into Morgan. She'll come up top to Martin, steps into the paint, puts up a banker that's no good, and the rebound is picked up by Sadie Groning to give the Cardinals possession. She brings it up the right side, now crosses to the logo as she centers the ball. Gets it off to the left side wing to Danny Smith. Up top, at the top of the key, Jorian balls, moves it back over to Groning. 5 minutes and 5 seconds to go. Sadie looks to an inside cutting Danny Smith, who puts up a shot short off the front of the rim, and Ashton Martin gets her third rebound of the game. Up the court, she finds a cutting Crumley, who jumps up, tied up, and the possession arrow in favor of Soda Springs on a turnover by Snake River. As the Snake River fans wanted a foul, I like the no call and the jump ball, if anything.
I like the no call, too. The thing that made it bad for the opposing team is the fact that they scored the bucket, and now it doesn't count.
Cardinals will inbound the basketball. Groning lazily not paying attention, loses it, stripped of it, turned over. A blocked shot by Anderson will give a rebound to Kelsey Higginson. She finds Morgan, though, on the putback, and Abby lays one in to give the Panthers a run that continues to 5-0 to start the fourth quarter, 36-3, and the full court pressure will result in a foul as Alyssa Crumley is going to reach in and hack Sadie Groning for the fourth team foul, her first. And I'll tell you what, the Cardinals, Groning just not awake.
They're not. They're just not paying attention to what's going on out there, and they're paying the price for it.
And the body language on the court is definitely showing right now in favor of Snake River, as the Cardinals really just almost seem to be having blank stares right now to seeing what's happening. As Groning steps in, loses the ball, stripped again. Another turnover by Soda Springs as Goff picks it up and goes to the far side. Picked up there by Crumley. She gives it back out to Goff. 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go as the Panthers continue to charge their way back into this. Morgan was wide open for a moment, called for the ball. The Cardinals recover, and the ball instead be going to Crumley. She steps in, and she's going to have an offensive moving screen called. This one goes on to Ashton Martin. That's foul number 5 on the Panthers, and Soda Springs will get another inbounds play after the Panthers turn it over for their 17th turnover. Soda Springs, though, still well up in the turnover margin. Not something you like to be up in. And now a blocking foul called against Alyssa Crumley. She gets her second, and the foul's coming hot and heavy for the Panthers in the last couple of minutes.
You know, we've only scored 6 points in the last 12 minutes, and that's not Cardinal basketball.
Tell you what, the Cardinals need to find something to get them, and maybe getting to the free throw line could do it as they're one foul away from getting themselves into the bonus. See if they can draw that foul as the Cardinals inbound. Kirsten gets the ball, lobs it up ahead to a cutting Casey Smith. Pump fake to get the defense to fly by, but blows the layup. Ashton Martin, another chance with the rebound, picks it up on the half-court line and throws it ahead to Higginson, who steps in the lane. Backside pass to Morgan on a beautiful dish and dime. It's a 36-35 game, 1 point edge for the Cardinals as they led this one again by 18. They've watched Snake River continue to hound them into this score. Cardinals will lob it inside, throwing it away almost as Casey Smith coming away with it, dogging it down the court as Campbell, who's fouled on the way to the hoop for 2 points. She's got 2 free throws coming up as she had to race 3 Cardinals for the basketball, and that little girl, the shortest on the court right now, had more heart than anyone in a black jersey.
Well, it's quite apparent she wants to win this game more than anybody else out there.
She'll have 2 free throws coming up, 1 to tie and 1 for the lead. As Campbell, first one up and good, knots it up at 36 each. If you had asked me at halftime if the Cardinals would give this lead up, I would have looked at you and said you're crazy. But this is a Snake River team that's ridden the momentum from the crowd. They've ridden a tight full-court defense, and they've ridden 13 second-half turnovers by the Cardinals. But the second free throw is no good, and we remain tied at 36. 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Danny Smith finds Kirsten Rasmussen, back to Danny. In between the rings, she backs it out, now bounces one up ahead to Anderson. Casey tied up. That's another Bear Lake drug jump ball, and that's another turnover to the Cardinals as the officials signal to the Panthers side of the court. And again, Soda Springs just holding on to the ball too long right now whenever they get possession of it or not paying attention to where they are. 3:06 left to go here in the fourth quarter of play. 36 your score. Snake River with the basketball on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Both teams in the 1-on-1 bonus right now, but the Panthers would be in the double bonus. Next Cardinal foul. Ball flipped over to Ashton Martin near the top of the key. Is Snake River really taking their time right now, setting up the Cardinals for an easy shot. It'll be a drive to the left side wing, and stepping and losing the ball off her own foot is Higginson. She hesitated, and I think that threw off her timing driving.
It did, and that's the same thing the Cardinals have been doing all night. Those unforced turnovers have just killed them in this ball game.
Full court pressure again being applied by the Panthers. Kat McCullough takes the ball on the inbounds play. Hands off to Groning, and Sadie will take the point as the freshman brings it forward against the senior Goff. Breaks the press, gets it into the trap, and now hands it off to her fellow freshman teammate in Danny Smith. Finding Kat McCullough, left side wing beyond the three-point line. She drives to her right, steps into the lane, all the way to the hoop, bumped in a flailing shot, no good. Rebounded inside again by Ashton Martin. She hands off to Goff, and once more the Panthers have a chance to try and take the lead. Still knotted at 36, and the Cardinals still scoreless in the fourth. Ashton steps into the lane, kicks outside. A pump fake there will free up Higginson, who drives, but blocked away. They'll call a foul underneath, though. That, I believe, will be on Kirsten, and Rasmussen will get her fourth foul, and that will be Kirsten's fourth. Said she got her on the body. And 2 free throws coming up for Higginson, who's 2 for 2 in the game. Cardinals, by the way, get to attempt a free throw. First one up and good. Gives the Panthers a lead of 37-36. First lead they've had in the game since it was 2-0.
Well, when you stop and consider Soda Springs has only scored 6 points since halftime, you can see why.
Second free throw up and good as well. Snake River pitching a shutout in the fourth quarter through the first 6 minutes. And it has given them a 38-36 lead. They've outscored the Cardinals 10-0 here in the fourth quarter. And Coach Schwaneveld calling a timeout in desperate need of somebody on this Cardinals team to wake up. And I don't have an answer on how to do it because it's, again, the team just does not look like they have fire in their guts.
You know, what would happen if the Cardinals threw the press on them like they've been throwing on other people all season long? I think that could rattle them a little bit. Maybe that could change the momentum of the ball game.
Well, the problem is, in order to set up that press, you have to get the ball into the basket. You have to be able to set it up.
Well, you do, but they can set it up off some of these deep rebounds they've been getting down there. That gives you time to set up the press, but so far they've not done it. They need to do something to change the momentum of the game.
Absolutely, and the offense is letting you down. 36-38, the Cardinals have been outscored in the second half, 24-6. They had an 18-point edge at one point in time. That has absolutely vanished in this half, and they trail by 2 here in the fourth quarter with just over 2 minutes left to play at the home of the Snake River Panthers. And take your hats off. We've been talking about the Cardinals' problems. Take your hats off to the Panthers because they have played a phenomenal second half.
Oh, I agree. I don't know what kind of a pep talk they got at halftime, but they came out with the desire to win this ball game.
Rasmussen to do the inbounding for the Cardinals after the 2 made free throws and the timeout. And it'll be a foul called for a holding. That'll send 1-1 free throws for Sadie Groning to the other end. And it goes against Carly Rowe, who's going, I don't know what I did. And it's like you held onto a jersey.
Yeah, she was playing like a lineman, trying to keep that person away from the football.
So for the first time in the game, the Cardinals will step to the free throw line for their first opportunity. And Sadie Groning, not a bad character to have there, as Rowe will take a seat on the bench, and she is upset at herself. But Goff comes to the side and says, it's okay. We got the lead right now. That's not a bad foul, as they have to earn their free throws, and they can't. Morgan throws the ball up ahead, and that'll dribble out of bounds. And right after getting the rebound, Abby Morgan throws it back to Soda Springs. And it remains a 2-point lead for Snake River, but now the Cardinals have the basketball and a chance to run some offense to the hoop. Anderson will do the inbounding. Goff checks out. Back into the game is Rowe. Going defense for offense. Groning takes the basketball. Looks to her right. Now steps across the half-court stripe. Gets double-teamed and is going to be fouled on the far side. That time it's Kelsey Higginson who's stretched in, and a late whistle by the official, but a proper one. And the Cardinals will step to the free throw line again for more 1-and-1 free throws, as Groning missed the first one last time. Can she hit the first one this time with 1:53 to go? Big free throw here to cut it to a 1-point game. You've led the entire game. And the first free throw, no good again, as the Cardinals getting their chances now but not capitalizing. Now the effort and the hustle shows up as McCullough brings the ball all the way to the near side, but she touched it last on the way out of bounds. 1:49 left to go, 38-36. The Panthers up by a deuce. And it'll be inbounded. Taking it is Crumley. She brings it up the left side. And now we'll step back to the near side as the Cardinals back off with loose man-to-man pressure. Crumley to the right, finds Morgan, excuse me. She goes up to Martin near the top of the key, just to the left of it. Gives off to Goff. Who spins to her left. Gives the ball off once again. Is stepping to put up a shot. Blocked away by Rasmussen is the attempt of Higginson. And Groning now tied up underneath the basket with the Cardinals keeping the jump ball. Another big block by Kirsten Rasmussen. You talk about her on the offensive end and what you expect from her there, but the one thing she has not taken a drop off in at all this season has been her defensive aptitude down low in the post.
I agree, and she's having what I would consider not her type of ball game, and I think she'll rebound from that and probably play a whole lot better. But she's got some time left in this game, minute and 20 seconds.
McCullough will take the inbounds pass as Groning falls down trying to get out of the pileup that was set at center court. McCullough now skips one to the far side where Rasmussen takes it. Back to Danny Smith, who the freshman will take the point. Goes to her left, now spins back to her right, waits for McCullough to free up, and she can't pick up a pass that goes through her hands and out of bounds. Another Soda Springs turnover. I'll tell you what, blame it on the officials, blame it on what you will. 25 turnovers will not win you a game.
No, it won't. Not against a team like Snake River.
And Snake River has turned it over 19 times. So this should be a game the Cardinals will be in position as they've been shut out still for the last 7 minutes. 38-36, they trail. Danny Smith guarding the inbounds play of Snake River as they'll throw it off of Danny. And just saving possession is another timeout by head coach Jeff Stedman. And let's talk about Coach Stedman. He took over a program here at Snake River that has always had a good set of coaches and a good set of teams that's come through here. This is his first year coaching, and he threw, talking to him beforehand, he threw most of this out the window. And as a team coming into this, Snake River had a lot of adjusting to do, offensively and defensively, under a new system and a new schematic that was brought together by this new coach. And I'll tell you what, in the first half I was skeptical. This second half, though, the offense is working. They're getting open jumpers. And I'll tell you what, they look like a team that is definitely going to compete with Marsh Valley. And we've seen Marsh, and they're a good team as well.
I agree. I'd like to have been a fly on the wall in their locker room at halftime because whatever it was he said to them, it sure got them motivated. They came out and they played an entirely different game in the second half.
And the Cardinals not necessarily ready for it as they will come back out onto the court down by 2 with just over a minute left to go. I believe a minute and 5 seconds what was left on the clock before they put up the timeout numbers. Snake River will have the basketball again, but the Cardinals can put on that full court pressure, which you remember a week ago against Caldwell brought them back from down as many as 9 to try and come back in that game, and they missed it by 1. So here, they need to have that same type of defensive set, but the Panthers will set up 4 into the front court to inbound, so somebody should break open. They will, and they'll get into the front court where it's going to be picked up and bounced into the hands of Goff by Higginson. Goff backs up near to the half-court stripe, but is able to stop her momentum before crossing it. Steps to the left wing, tries to drive in, now pulls it back out. Panthers with the lead right now, so they don't have to fire up any shot and can wait for the Cardinals to foul with under a minute to play. 40 seconds to go. Cardinals still looking for their first basket, and Snake River with the basketball, stalling it out. Smart plan by Snake River right now, and now Sadie Groning forced to foul. It's Kelsey Higginson, who's 4 for 4 from the line tonight, and she'll have 2 as it's double bonus time for Soda Springs. So Higginson to the line. She's got 6 points in the game to go with 3 rebounds. Neither team has rebounded particularly well in this game, but in the second half, it has been the Panthers who have taken that rebounding edge as the first free throw up and good. It is a 3-point lead for the Panthers, 39-36. They have outscored the Cardinals 11-0 in the fourth quarter.
They have not, the Cardinals have not played their style of ball in this fourth quarter at all, even in the second half.
Higginson again, right-handed shooter, fires it up. And that's good as well. She's 6 for 6 from the line, not the person you want to send there. And with 30 seconds to go, the Cardinals will have work to do. Down 2 possessions. Casey Smith all the way to the hoop, lays one up off the side of the backboard. Rebound fought for by a pair of Cardinals. And another jump ball brought to you by Bear Lake Drug is called as Casey Anderson tied up down low. She was fighting for it with Rasmussen. If either one of them had just let go and let the other one take the ball, that's going to go up as a bucket. But instead, they both fought for it. Snake River reacted, put a couple girls there, and it's Snake River basketball now with 23 seconds to go. Ball's going to be inbounded and trying to split a double team. Not able to do so. Turning it over. Rasmussen for three. That's short off the front of the rim and is picked up on the rebound by Kelsey Higginson. And the Cardinals will have to go back on the full court pressure again as Crumley weaves her way through. Backside pass picked off by Danny Smith, but on the baseline. She throws it back into play. 6.5 seconds to go. This game safely secured by Snake River right now as they are leading it by 2 possessions. Don't know if the Cardinals have it in them to come back now. Goff to inbound, lost one deep, picked up on the play on the inbounds play by Higginson, who just holds, and a foul be whistled by the Cardinals to send her to the line again with 2.9 to go. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be a disappointing bus ride home for the Lady Cardinals.
It definitely is. When you consider right now they're down by 4, they could be down by as many as 6. They've only lost games by a total of 2 points for the entire season.
And they have again been outscored now 13 to nothing in the fourth quarter. I've never seen this team shut out in my time here. I didn't expect to ever see them shut out in a quarter. They've done this to a team this year. As the second free throw up and good as well. Follows the first one through. Snake River missing only 2 free throws in the entire second half at the buzzer. Shot off the back rim. And you hope this one leaves the Cardinals angry because they need to find that fire again. We'll have your postgame show coming up next. Cardinals fall 42-36 to Snake River, who shuts them out. Something no team has been able to do all season long. And it'd be a trip back to find the last time that they were shut out in a quarter. 42-36 your final on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard from Snake River High School. Stick around, your postgame show comes up next.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma, or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 29th through January 4th. Start your trip to Lalaton's off by grabbing raw shrimp at $5.99 for each 16-ounce, 26 to 30 count container. They also have lobster tails if you're craving seafood. 4 to 5 ounce lobster tails are just $5.99 each. Looking for some vegetables? Extra large Roma tomatoes are 99 cents a pound, and large avocados are just 89 cents each. Close it out with one of the special tasty treats from the Lalaton's Bakery, and you have yourself a fine meal. Those are just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
There are bad halves of basketball, and then there are what the Soda Springs Cardinals brought to the table here at the home of the Snake River Panthers as they fall 42-36, outscored 28-6 in the final half of play, as they had a 18-point lead at one point in time, a 16-point lead at the half. But Snake River, to their credit, really tightened down on defense, forced 25 turnovers, and 22 of those came in the last 3 quarters after they were outscored by 15 in the first quarter. That was, I think, a difference. The Cardinals not holding on to the basketball. The other big difference is the Cardinals, they weren't aggressive. They did not drive to the basket as much as you normally see them do it. Proof of that, only 2 free throws in the game for the Cardinals, both of those on bonus free throws for 1 and 1 that were missed. The Panthers, 21 free throws, 15 of them made, and you can't blame it on the officials really, because the Cardinals had 16 team fouls, the Panthers had 10.
I agree. The difference was I think Snake River just wanted it more than the Cardinals did. I thought 6 points in a quarter was pretty bad until I saw the fourth quarter, and they didn't score at all. The Cardinals, I don't know what they did from the first half to the second half. They didn't make the changes they needed to make. I don't know that they needed to make any, but they didn't come out and play the same type of ball in the second half they did the first half either. On the other hand, when you look at Snake River, I give them all the credit in the world because they were down big at halftime. They went in, talked it over, and changed their strategy a little bit, came out, and they took it to the Cardinals in the second half.
Cardinals have 3 days to figure out answers before they take on this team again, and they'll have to find a way to shut down a couple of the big players. Abby Morgan to start off with, down to the post, 11 points, 9 rebounds. A slow start, but I'll tell you what, the last 3 quarters, she was really a pivot point for them, finding herself open either at the high post or down on either the low blocks, and she ended up with those 11 points, a couple of offensive boards as well. Kelsey Higginson, 8 for 8 from the free throw line, 10 points and 4 rebounds. Alyssa Crumley, she was 5 of 8 from the free throw line for 9 points and 3 rebounds. After that, just even scoring between the rest of them. Jetta Goff with 4, 3 points for Carly Rowe, 2 points for Ashton Martin with 5 rebounds, 2 points for Mesa Gilbert, and 1 point for Cassidy Campbell. And they did all this, by the way, without Jetta Goff scoring much. And she is their best player by far.
Well, they've just played a great second half, I thought. When a team is down that far at halftime, you would think that they would be down and they'd have a hard time coming back. But they didn't. They came out of the locker room fired up, ready to go, and they jumped on the Cardinals right off the bat.
Cardinals, not a whole lot of points to talk about on their side. Casey Anderson, a disappointing 2 points and 3 rebounds. Kirsten Rasmussen, a very solid game defensively. You cannot put any of this on her, I don't think. 8 points, 9 rebounds, several blocks in the game down low. Casey Smith, 14 points and no rebounds, a couple of turnovers, but she wasn't the only one in that boat. 4 points and 5 boards for Sadie Groning. Danny Smith with no points but 4 rebounds. Kat McCullough, 4 points and 4 rebounds, but she was unheard of and really tentative to shoot in the second half. I don't remember her taking a shot in the second half of play. And Jorianne Balls, 4 points and 1 rebound in limited minutes. Taylor Myers, no points for her in the game. And again, the Cardinals, this is the first time I think they've even had 2 players that have played that have not scored, as they just continue to struggle on defense or on offense in that second half and never found that rhythm. Again, losing this one 42-36 and outscored 28-6 in the second half.
No, I'd be interested in knowing how many shots Casey Smith took in the second half. She was on fire in the first half. But in the second half, I don't know, she couldn't have scored very many because we only scored 6 points as a team. So we know she didn't put up the ball a whole lot. The Cardinals didn't put up the ball a whole lot because they kept turning it over before they'd get a shot. They just were flat out played in the second half, and Panthers did a great job.
And that's all you can say on this one. Congratulations to the Panthers. They hand the Cardinals their 3rd loss, but the Cardinals did not play good in that second half at all, blowing a 16-point advantage in this one. That'll be it for us here. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow night. We're going to travel to Westside with the Grace Boys as they take on the Westside Pirates for the second time this season. Our next Cardinal broadcast will be on Friday when this very same matchup will take place at the Birdcage on KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com. For Kirby, I'm Caleb. Thank you again for tuning in to KBRV The Bear and MyLocalRadio.com, your home for Caribou County Athletics.
Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Girls Basketball on KBRV, The Bear, and online at MyLocalRadio.com. Local sports have been brought to you by Hunziker Ford, Monsanto, and Silver Star Communications. The proceeding has been a sports production and sports broadcast of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting. No portion of this production can be used or rebroadcast without express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Tonight's executive producer is Val Cook. We'd also like to thank our sales team of Julie Burley and Kim Miller, as well as our office manager, Kayleen Anderson, website manager, Garrett Wharf, and chief photographer, Warren Cook. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors and to you as well for tuning in. Be sure to visit mylocalradio.com/Soda Springs for archived copies of games and past interviews with players and coaches from across the county. And until the next time the teams of Caribou County take to the hardwood, goodbye and good night.